I'm Seamless, and this is straight up the 50th 75K tutorial. Never thought I'd get this far, but this is requested by, oh boy, forgot all the important stuff, OfficialCatalyst, and it's from a Rogue track called Rattlesnake, and it's this sound. And this is what I got. Actually, one second. That'll kind of force it to be a little harder. So on and so forth. So, just because Serum, why not? But nothing I did here was actually like specific to Serum. You could do this with anything that does FM, because this is pretty straightforward. Not that I actually think that, I mean, actually, I guess it's pretty plausible that you could have done this with FM8 as well. But, yeah. Anyway, this began its life as two sine waves, a tale of two sine waves. So because this is that kind of metallic sound, right? The harmonics are not in fully harmonic position. This really just screams to me out of tune FM. So that's what we're doing here. Have the sub engaged. We'll turn it off for a second. Turn the filter off for a second, and then we got this. This is what the FM is doing, and the way it's doing this is that it's pretty high. It's a pretty high pitched sine wave, and then it's not as high pitched sine wave. And if you look at sort of the spectrum here while I'm doing this, if I just turn the FM off, you can see how that works out. And then the way that I find the tone that I want is that I just basically take the pitch motion here. Just move it around until we find a part that sounds kind of right. But notice there are a lot of options. And then after that, there's a filter. It just turns on kind of fast. You can sort of see it doing it in the original, because like this is not a perfectly straight on. And the reason for that is because if it were perfectly straight, that would be just volume or just delay, that kind of thing. Because this is a kick, it could be sidechained. But when it's angled like this, is because a filter opened up. And then I have the sub, but the sub actually I'm not going to turn on until after I turn on distortion, because then it gets distorted. And this is already pretty close, but there's a particular sort of like weirdly scratchy bit in the original. And the way that I figured out how to do that was to have a sub sine wave in there, but turn off pretty fast. So the very beginning of it, it has the fundamental tone that's being distorted against all the higher harmonics. So we get that the dubstep bass process. But then it goes away, so the harmonics can come back. I have 2 points of unison. I didn't originally have 2 points of unison on there. I just kind of forgot that there was stereo on the original until the very end of this. And that created this. Now, I put the compressor on here to kind of push it a little bit harder. But that's, I guess, kind of up to you whether or not you want that to be there. And then reverb, because reverb, and a high pass because the sub is separate. So now you kind of want to play short notes, because partly the sound in here is really just the reverb is carrying the harmonics over the big distorted mess. And it actually might have been 2 different sounds as a layer in the original, but I don't see really a reason to do that. But what am I doing? Yeah. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, the envelope. So I have the volume envelope here, and then I have the 2 envelopes. One on the filter that goes up. That's this guy, and then one on the sub that goes down. If you're not familiar with Serum's, the way that the envelopes work is that most envelopes will have the ADSR curve that's set up in sort of the default configuration where it goes up and then it comes down and it releases off, that kind of thing. And then you gotta essentially set the polarity to be opposite if you want it to pluck, which is what's happening with the sub. It's plucking down and the filter's plucking up, even though they're both basically the same shape. I probably could have used the same shape. And in fact, once upon a time I did, but I thought that I was going to change something about one of them, and then I ended up not doing that. So then they ended up being, it's just the same shape. And the first envelope has a little bit of tail on it. So you can hit the note. and it'll decay it just the tiniest bit, which allows for the reverb to kind of do the rest. And then that's sort of that. Now, this isn't perfectly harmonically accurate to what the original is, but this is how you would do something like that, beyond just getting like a steel drum sample. But you would the way that I figured this out is I just took this around and moved it around a whole bunch of times, like moved the pitch of this whole thing whilst playing it. Well, that was unexpectedly cool. See, there's a bunch of flavors of that you can have just by changing the pitch around, so that's kind of what's up with that. I'm also just using a sine wave. I'm also just using this particular depth of FM. Just like with anything else to do with FM, minor changes to the smallest things create the largest impact in the sound. So lots of experimentations you can do with that. Anyway, this preset will be available in the description of this video. I forgot to mention that if you want to make a request for this, please do so in the Reddit thread, linked in the description of this video. Should have put that in the beginning of the video. I did that for one video, and like 400% increase of people actually putting requests in the Reddit thread. But then I noticed the same number of people still doing it outside of Reddit thread. But I guess they might not necessarily have seen that particular video. There are 50 of these now, so there's that. I'm going to be a smart person and actually put this up as an FXP because someone else pointed out, hey, you saved it in the FL format because I saved the preset save as opposed to saving the preset up here, which creates a Serum generic preset that allows it to be used in any version of Serum in any DAW. Really, I mean, the FX preset format is pretty common. It's not just for Serum. Anyway, yeah, if you have any questions about this, please let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And as usual, have a nice day.